Recurring deposit account. It is a type of investment provided by Indian banks where monthly installments of specific amounts are deposited for a fixed period of time. The money received in the end along with interest is called as maturity value. Let's discuss this with the help of an example.
Hello sir, how can I help you?
I would like to deposit rupees 500 every month for a period of 5 years.
So you want to start with a recurring deposit account?
Yes, but I would like to know how much money I would get after 5 years if I keep depositing rupees 500 per month.
Our bank pays an interest of 10%. So after 5 years you have saved rupees 37,625.
That's great. Thank you for your information.
And how did the banker arrive at this value, rupees 37,625? The data that was available with us was Ram's monthly deposit was rupees 500. Rate of interest paid by bank was 10%. Number of months for which Ram continued depositing 500 rupees each month was 60, that was 5 years. Now in 60 months, the total money deposited by Ram is equal to 60 into 500, that is equal to rupees 30,000. So this 30,000 rupees is the total money deposited by Ram in a span of 5 years, that is 60 months. Interest paid by bank to Ram is given by this formula D into N plus 1 into R upon 2400. Now this was the formula that was used by the banker to calculate the interest. D stands for monthly deposit, N stands for number of months, and R is the rate of interest. On substituting the respective values, I get this step. Currently, I am not going to enter into the intricacies as to how do we get this formula or what is the derivation of this formula. But you are always welcome to ask me this particular derivation or discuss about it in our classroom session. If you continue further, we get interest paid is rupees 7625. That means the bank is supposed to pay a total money of 30,000 along with interest of rupees 7625 to Ram. So the total money paid by bank to Ram will be rupees 37,625, and this money that Ram gets in the end along with interest is called as maturity value. So you are supposed to know only one formula in this chapter, that is the final amount given by bank to the person, which is called as maturity value, is equal to D into N, that is the total money deposited, plus interest, that is given by D into N plus 1 into R upon 2400. So let's begin with our sums. Our first type of sums based on finding maturity value. Amit deposited rupees 150 per month in a bank for 8 months under the recurring deposit scheme. What will be the maturity value of his deposits if the rate of interest is 8% per annum and the interest is calculated at the end of every month? So the data that is available to us is amount deposited every month is rupees 150, number of months is equal to 8, and rate of interest is 8% per annum. Maturity value is given by this formula, where the first part D into N, this represents the total money deposited by the person in the bank, and the second part represents interest paid by the bank to this person. So the first part D into N, D is 150, N number of months, that is 8. So on substituting the respective values, I get this step. 150 into 8 is 1200, and the interest part on simplification gives me 36 rupees. So the total money that was deposited by this person in the bank was rupees 1200, and he got 36 rupees as interest from the bank. So maturity value is rupees 1236. So maturity value is rupees 1236, and this is our final answer. Question number 2. The question is as stated on the screen. In this question, there are two people A and B, and we are supposed to find out whose maturity value is greater. Let us start with the first person, person A. The data that is available for person A is as follows. Sum deposited every month is rupees 1200. Time given is 3 years, that means number of months is 36. Rate of interest is 10% per annum. Maturity value is given by this formula. The first part, D into N, this represents the total principal, or I can say total money deposited by the person in the bank. And the second part represents the total interest that the bank is supposed to pay to person A. Let us substitute the respective values. We get this step. D is 1200, N is 36, R rate of interest is 10. 1200 into 36, that is the total principal, on simplification is 43,200, and the interest part on simplification is 6,660. So maturity value for A is rupees 49,860. So right now we are done with person A. So let us proceed for person B. For person B, the data given is as follows. Sum deposited every month is rupees 1500. Number of months is 30. Rate of interest is same, 10% per annum. Maturity value, this is the formula. On substituting the respective values, I get this step for person B. 1500 into 30, that is 45,000, and the interest part here on simplification gives me 5,812.50. So maturity value for person B is rupees 50,812.50. Okay, let us compare this with person A. For person A, maturity value was 49,860, and maturity value for person B we have got 50,812.50. So it is very clear that B gets more amount than A on maturity, and we are supposed to find the difference in these two values. So the extra amount that B gets as compared to A is rupees 952.50. So this is our final answer. Question number 3. This is our second type of sum where we are supposed to find rate of interest. David opened a recurring deposit account in a bank and deposited rupees 300 per month for 2 years. If he received rupees 7725 at the time of maturity, find the rate of interest per annum. Okay, the data available in this sum is as follows. Sum deposited every month is rupees 300. Total time is 2 years. That means number of months is equal to 24. And rate of interest we are supposed to calculate. It is given that maturity value is rupees 7725. Formula for maturity value is as follows, as stated on the screen. The first part, D into N, this represents our total principal, and the second part represents the interest paid by the bank to this person. On substituting respective values, I get this step. Maturity value 7725, D that is 300, N is 24, and R we are supposed to calculate. 300 into 24, that is 7200. Interest part on simplification gives me 75R. Okay, next step, I shift all the numbers on one side. I get therefore 525 is equal to 75R. So I get R is equal to 7%. So the answer for this sum is rate of interest is 7% per annum. Question number 4. This is board examination 2014 sum. Shahrukh opened a recurring deposit account in a bank and deposited rupees 800 per month for 1.5 years. If he received rupees 15,084 at the time of maturity, find the rate of interest per annum. So data available is sum deposited every month is rupees 800. Time given is 1.5 years, which is same as 18 months. Maturity value is rupees 15,084, and we are supposed to calculate the rate of interest. As we have seen in our previous slides, maturity value is given by this formula. The formula does not change. On substituting the respective values, I get this step. Maturity value 15,084, D is 800, N number of months 18, and we are supposed to calculate R. 800 into 18, that is 14,400, and the interest part on simplification gives me 114R. Here again I keep numbers on one side and the variable, that is R, that we are supposed to calculate on the other side. So I get this equation, 684 is equal to 114R, which simplifies further as R equal to 6%. So the final answer for this sum is rate of interest is 6% per annum.